and you'll find them next to me. Okay, 30-second countdown. What is up, good people? You're watching Bruddc Entertainment. It is me, Bruddc, and the lovely, beautiful Kendra. This is the late night show. We thought we was going to do a morning show, but Kendra's always sleeping, so we can never get her. So we've changed it to the late night show with Kendra. Kendra, how are you?
I'm good. Not sleeping very much, but yeah, I'm good.
Why aren't you sleeping?
Just been busy. Admin, kids.
Admin, kids, and
Adult.
like.
I've been adulting for a change.
You've been adulting. Oh, that's an interesting term. It's an interesting term. So, what do you normally do, Kendra?
Wow, I've run businesses of my own. Recently got into like camming, OnlyFans, camming a while ago. So yeah, just doing bits on that, trying to make it take off.
Okay, coolio. I had a very interesting weekend. It was my friend's daughter's 18th birthday, so I sort of went with them just to sort of be like his chaperone and just sort of like basically just security, no drinking. So it was pretty much it was like a babysitting night, really. It felt like I was doing a nightclub job, basically, and yeah.
So you didn't have any fun then?
I wouldn't say it was fun, no. Like, because obviously I was driving, and then I said to myself, "Oh, I'm not going to drink." I had one drink, and then I shouldn't have had a one drink because literally it just put me in this like, it just put me in this boring dad mode, and it just, do you know, like when you're like chasing a high nearly, and you just, no matter what you do, you can't get there, you know.
Yeah.
And with one drink, you only get one shot at it, and it was just, yeah, it just weren't great. So.
Is that your last night out?
That was my last night out. That was Friday night. Friday night. Yeah, and it ended up in Bournemouth Beach though, so it wasn't bad. I got a nice morning shot on the beach, which was pretty cool.
Nice.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay then. So, hot topics of the day. Just two main ones really that I fished out. A couple of sports ones to talk about as well. But the main one is a new bill in the UK now that police will not be, when it comes to accusations of rape, the victims will not be investigated so much like into terms of their past, and you know, whatever they do, it's going to be all about, the focus is literally all about the person that's obviously been accused of you know, the assault or whatever. Whereas in the past, like, police would spend a lot of time discrediting potential victims because of, like, you know, they might be a street worker or whatever. They'll be like, you know, she's a prostitute, or she was dressing like this, or she was acting provocative, and you know, that would go against a woman, you know, in the past. But as of today, I believe in everywhere in the UK, it's all about the potential guilty party.
I think this topic people will have a lot to say on it. But I think I've worked in that field for a long time, like around stuff, been through a lot myself. And I think police shouldn't do that anyway. Like, backgrounds, like, I know they have to do certain things, but to discredit someone maybe on their job or past, I find it enrages me.
Yeah, I think a lot of people feel the same because it's like if you look at the rape stats and stuff like that, they're terrible. Like, I think it's like I think the last time I checked, it was like I think 2 in 100 end in actual prosecution, and a lot of that is obviously like the victims are feeling like they when they put a like a complaint in or whatever to the police, say they've been assaulted or whatever, and the police sort of like make a massive effort to sort of discredit them straight away, put words, not so much put words in there, but just, oh, was it really rape, blah 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 blah. I think things have changed now because nowadays they take stuff like that really seriously, and they really act on it pretty fast. But yeah, it's a straight, it's a tough, it's I think it's going to be a good, I think it's a positive thing anyway. Just
It is a positive thing, but I think the police need a lot of training. I think we did touch on this around the whole dog situation as well. I think there's a
yeah,
lot where they need to have a lot of training. I've actually done these on domestic abuse, but I think as well, if you look at those stats, imagine how many women that aren't in those stats because they haven't come forward because of the whole police situation, thinking that they're credit anyway.
hmm Well, if you believe anything, people like, there's a lot of people out there that would say rape culture is a myth, and they always go by the stats. And I'm like, you could potentially sit down with every woman, every single woman, and she will be able to tell you a story where she could say to you, I wasn't quite 100% of that, and maybe I should have reported that. I'm pretty sure there will be a massive percentage of women, a massive percentage of women. Like sometimes things happen and women think to themselves, "Oh, was it my fault? Did I lead him on?" Blah blah blah. This is just like it's not like people can ask any like you can. And I'm pretty sure every woman's got a story like that to tell. So
Yeah, or I've heard people say, well, what were you, did you lead them on?
mm,
It's ridiculous.
well, yeah. Um, yeah, it has become pretty dangerous. I think now as well. I think on the other side of it as well, it's become pretty dangerous because I think women can, like, I don't know, like there was a thing where, like, if women are drunk in a nightclub or something like that, and you take them home and if you have sex with them, if they wake up next morning and say, I don't know. I wasn't 100% sure whether or not I wanted to do that. Maybe have a guilty conscience.
Yeah,
some women have been putting that down to rape, and then the guys have ended up in a lot of trouble over it, sort of thing. So it's like you can't really even go home with a girl drunk. You have to be like that girl could wake up in the morning to say something, and you're pretty much fudged. So there's two sides. So what's your opinion on that? Two drunk people going home, getting it on, and then the girl feels, as women do. So as women, not just women and men,
I,
think maybe, maybe I
mm,
shouldn't have done. Maybe I should have done that. I regret that. But then,
I
well,
it is a hard one. Like, I police need more training how they deal with victims when they come forward. Um, like, I think it's really dangerous to like not believe and just go with that mentality. What job, what they were wearing, did they on? But then I also feel for like the guys and stuff in this situation because I know that a lot of guys have been wrongly accused of stuff.
mhm.
Um, and it's finding that balance, isn't it?
It is. It is. I think it's just it's always the bad apples that spoil it for everyone. The bad apples. It's like there are some devious women out there, devious women, and if they feel that they've been disrespected or degraded in some way, they tend to do spoil it a little bit for everyone else. Just like life is really, one spoils it for the other.
Yeah.
So it's one of those ones really, but it's a tough one. It is a tough one.
I'm probably in that situation as a guy now.
hmm
I wouldn't do, I wouldn't go back drunk.
That's a tough one though, because that used to be the whole point. That used to be the whole point of a night out. If I go out, I see Kendra flashing her Tic Tacs, flashing those Tic Tacs, and we're both drunk, both had a good night. I'm trying to get back and see those things, I'm trying to unleash them bad boys.
Yeah, but when I think there's just been so much of it now. Like, if I was a guy, I'd be too scared to do anything.
And we are scared, and some of us ain't. Like honestly, I'll go back to my night out, like on Friday, and I was just obviously I wasn't I was sober, so I'm seeing everything, I'm just analyzing everything, and I'm just seeing some of the guys, and there's this creepy guy that just stands there and stares at you. You tell him you're not interested, and this guy just stands there and stares at you the whole time. Keeps coming up to you randomly. He's on his own. He don't give a damn. He's targeted you, and that's it. It's like it's just creepy. It's just creepy.
We were having this. I think me and my friends were having a discussion the other day, and it was like a whole mix of us, girls and guys. And I was just saying, like, sometimes I can't be bothered to go out, and it's not because I don't want to go out. It's just because of like, you turn a guy down, you can either get like an aggressive one, you can get the one that just says, all right, have a nice night, and that's best case scenario.
Yeah, best case.
You get the aggressive one, like we had this conversation.
Yeah, I remember that conversation. Yeah.
Or you get the creepy one that just doesn't leave you alone.
Yeah, honestly, and like I said to you before, that night as well, your problem is always going to be, because you're a beautiful woman, obviously, great friends, great sisters,
Yeah.
and the main thing about you is that you're a nice person, so you will give people time of day, like where some women, like I think if you had a bitch face, like just I don't know, I think you need to work on your bitch face.
I think I can do when I'm out. I was out
Okay.
week, and she was like, you're just ridiculous. Like,
Yeah.
God, I just can't be bothered at the moment as well with guys. I was just like, you, but it was just like all night, and I just wanted to be just with my friends.
Oh, look at you, big head, isn't it? All night the guys just kept coming up to me there. I'm just like,
You know what? A lot of the times it doesn't happen.
Okay. Does it would you say it determines on what you're wearing sometimes as well?
No, it just doesn't. I must give off a vibe of like,
you do have a very warm vibe too. You've got like you're always smiling as well. Like you've always got a cheeky grin. So it's
yeah. But this one particular night we were out, I was like, oh, so. Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay, all right. We got stuck on there, but let's move on to the potential legalization of drugs for adults. What do you think? Legalization of drugs.
Well, what are they talking about legalizing? Is this weed or?
I think it was quite a generic conversation. Really, it was some ministers were saying that it'd be a better, and their argument, obviously, which normally is the normal argument, is that if they are providing drugs for people, then it can be monitored. The doses can be monitored. It's legalized, so it takes away from the crime element of people, like obviously, so there's a profit margin there for them to make, because the bottom line is, which happened with alcohol as well back in the day when alcohol was illegal. People are always going to want to do their thing. If someone's into drugs, they're going to take drugs no matter what you can do.
Yeah.
So my thing would be, hopefully there's no cartel listening or anything like that. Otherwise, it's a bad idea. Let the cartel do their thing. Yeah, it would obviously eradicate a lot of the the crime stuff, and obviously people know what they're getting. They can go somewhere, and we can monitor what they're doing, give them professional help and stuff like that. Maybe like a process of filling out a few forms or whatever, like counseling while they're okay. We understand you want to get high and blah blah blah. But yeah, but I've never really been into drugs myself, to be fair. So I don't really understand the buzz.
I'm like probably the person to be talking on it, but lots of friends do it. Lots of my friends say like the weekend, and I'm like, cool, crack on. I'm not participating. But then there are sides, like other sides to it, you know, like weed and stuff. Heard about it helping people. Along with there's like like psychedelics now helping people with depression. So I don't know. I think it's got to look at other what they're doing, what their crime rate.
Yeah. Yeah, we're probably the worst people to talk about. There's two people that, like, you know, just have no interest in drugs and stuff.
No, it won't affect me, but I know a lot of my friends do it, and yeah.
Fair enough. Okay. What was that? Sorry, I missed that.
Maybe it'll help our crime rate.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's definitely positives to it anyway. I can definitely see positives to it.
Actually happen.
I don't know. I don't think so. Probably not. Probably not. It's like the death penalty, you know. A lot of people would say death penalty for people that do certain crimes, you know. But it would never happen. But you know, it's that is the sort of popular sort of opinion. Like most people would agree. Like, you know, for people that are troubling children should be, you know, should get hangman should come out for it. Most people, I think the most popular opinion from most people would be that would be acceptable for that, you know. So it's one of those ones.
Yeah, I think it would be good to hear what everybody else thinks.
Interesting. Okay, so let's talk about dating a little bit at the minute. You mentioned that obviously
it's not my love life again.
Your love life, yeah. We're going to be doing a show, Finding Kendra Love. So, Finding Kendra Love. First, what's the first requirement for a guy to sort of, you know, even have a chance and get through the door?
Do you know what? I don't even know anymore.
Really?
I've like, so I've been with that my first serious relationship was somebody who was in the services. Like, never again. No one in the services. Next one wasn't in the services. Just as much of a idiot. So I don't know. No, I think there's somebody who's nice, doesn't cheat.
What if he's like a super sort of like high earner sort of thing, and he's like, he looks after you, you know, he gets you you've got everything you need, but occasionally he's going to go out and have a little bit of fun.
What do we mean by fun?
A little bit of fun, you know.
I'm like the most chill person ever when it comes to letting people do their thing. But it depends on the level of fun. Getting with other women, like.
What if he said, you know, there's another girl over there. I want us all to sort of become a happy family together.
No.
Do you know what? Though? I think that is quite a popular sort of, you know, desire for a lot of men, you know. And I think I was watching something recently, and they were saying about women aren't getting married and couples aren't staying together. And someone came up with the idea that women should accept another woman. A man should be able to marry like two women, and they should all be able to sort of play happy families together. Can you not see the upsides to that, though?
Like what?
Well, obviously you got free incomes coming in the house as one. You got free incomes. You got
money. Go get another woman.
Yeah, but exactly. That's the answer, baby. That's the answer. That's what you said. Your husband comes home. That's the answer, baby. But we get another woman, and we got another wife. You got someone that helps you with the cleaning, the bedroom duties. When you're not feeling it, she's feeling it. When you're feeling it, when she's not feeling it, you're feeling it. You know. So I think there's something to look at there. You know.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe this is like your thing.
No, This isn't my thing. I think every man would love to have two wives. That is like whether we admit it or not. Like most men would, if you said to them like, look, if your wife was 100% down for it, you'd have two wives in the house. You'd all play in happy families together. You
So, okay, if you take the sex part out,
no. Okay, yeah.
take what were you? No,
I thought you was gonna say, what if I said I wanted another man and have two husbands? That's what I thought. I was like, no.
no, took the whole sex part out of it. You're telling me you'd be happy with having to like two women keep happy? Like most men go, oh, my missus is doing my head in.
Hmm.
One, imagine you got two.
Yeah, but this is the thing. There is that, but you would there would be a lot of stress taken off you. Honest, there would be a lot of stress taken off you because you'd have a woman cooking, a woman cleaning, you two doing your thing, making everything nice and tidy, making sure the washing's done, the cooking's done.
As well.
Sorry?
Aren't we earning money as well?
Well, the guy could be a super high earner as well. So let's just say the guy's a super high earner and he wants two sugar wives. No.
Yeah.
I think a lot of women would be open to it.
Probably.
Especially in this day and age, because like what's like I don't know, maybe that's a bit extreme for the answer why marriages aren't working. Why would you say marriages aren't working, and why are people getting divorced? Why are people moving on? Why isn't it working?
I think obviously a long time ago it just used to be if you met somebody that was it, and now if you meet somebody that's not it. You've got TikTok, Snapchat,
That's it.
find people. You've got access to like so many more people now. Media, date websites.
Yeah, well, those options are there for women. Like the options are endless for women, but I wouldn't say the average guy has. Even though he's in the sweetie shop, but he's very very restricted on what he can buy and what's available to him. Like for instance, someone like yourself, if you jumped on Instagram, and I do have a peek at your Instagrams now and then, and you have loads of. She
Yeah.
is on Instagram, guys. Make sure you go check Kendra out on Instagram and on her other side that she does, where her friends are out.
My friends are out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think just more access to people.
Yeah, more access. That's crazy as well, because it's like, it's so hard for the average guy. Like, he's just frustrated because he can't. Those women don't even look at him. But for women, like, it's crazy. You could have a guy in Dubai that just says, I like you, I give you £10,000, blah blah blah. It's not as common as people say when they make these hypotheticals. But
Yeah.
trust me, it is happening. It really is happening for some people that are putting it out there. But yeah, so that is a bit, and I think a lot of guys get a little bit envious over that as well.
I'm still probably like quite old school. In fact, it's like out there, and
Yeah.
I end up meeting the wrong people, and then I'm like, oh.
I think what my impression I get from you is that you're too kind, too trusting, and you'll wear your heart on your sleeve. You'll meet a guy, he'll tell you something, and then you're like, yeah, okay, I'll be your wife, whatever.
I'm actually like, I am quite tough. I've been through a lot, so I've had to be tough and stand on my feet, but I won't be taking the mickey out of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think people get that impression.
Yeah, I think it's when someone, do you know what it is? It's not even a bad thing. When you've got like a really kind heart and you're really old school values, that's a very good thing to have. It's just unfortunate that you've met the wrong guys that have, taken you for granted, and obviously
Yeah.
you've had a bit of a past in you with some of these aggressive dudes and stuff, so it's not great.
Yeah.
But
It's not been great, but I know there's nice people out there. I know there's nice guys out there. Hasn't put me off, but yeah, I still believe in that there is someone out there that will settle down and not be a douchebag. But I'm just not in sharing thing either.
Not into the sharing thing.
Nah, don't do cheating.
So imagine you meet this guy that's like really nice. He's doing everything for you, but he just makes one mistake and sleeps with another girl, and he comes home and says, "I'm sorry." No, but he says, "I'm sorry. Please take me back," and blah blah blah. You're not just gonna boot him. Why are you gonna boot him for?
Because then they'll be like, "Oh well, that was easy."
No, but the guy could have just made a genuine mistake. It happens sometimes.
Yeah, but I have forgiven cheating quite a bit,
Mm.
and like believe the whole mistake.
Isn't that hard though? Because like because obviously I'm assuming you love the person. Like if you love someone and they made a mistake, but if you really love them and they say, "Look, I'm sorry," like, and you just say, "No, you cheated once, goodbye." Doesn't that hurt you? Doesn't that hurt you a little bit as well? Because surely that must do.
Yeah,
Obviously, I know you got options, so you can just be like, on to the next one.
on the next one. Yeah. No, I just think it's hard to live with as well. Then you've got to get over it, and then you argue, and then that comes up in the argument, so it like never goes away.
Hmm.
So there is.
So So what are you like then? Like if like when you're in a relationship and the guy says I want to go out for a night out by himself or whatever. If I'm with him,
Yeah,
okay. What about if he says you're not allowed out?
I'm not allowed out. Well, I will be going out.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
They're
Fair
out.
enough.
I'm out.
Fair enough. Do you think you can have? Do you find in your past that you've been able to have fun when you go out with your partner?
Yeah, but I think I've always been with guys that are jealous, but and don't like other guys giving me attention.
Mm.
Will enjoy it when it's the other way around and cheat.
Hmm. And this is something that this is something that a lot of men have to sort of own up to, and it's one of those things we like it when we go out and we can act a bit stupid, we get drunk, act a bit stupid, and entertain a few people. But the other way around, we see our partner doing it, we're like, it's the end of the world. She's the freaking evil. She's the evil step. She's the evil step queen or whatever it is.
Yep.
She's a devious little. She's a dirty little whatever. She's look at her flirting with all those men, and so I think men in general do have to accept that.
I've been out with my partner and flirted with other guys. Never. But obviously you get attention. I've been spoken to when I've been like, if my partner's been like away and a guy hasn't realised, and then they get really funny with me about it. I'm like, well, it's not my fault that guy spoke to me.
Yeah. I think it's just some women know how to handle it, and some women really don't. Like, some women will be like, you see a guy, some women like their partner goes somewhere and some guy comes up to them and it's like they don't entertain it, but they don't exactly tell the person to go away either. It's so and some women they'll be like trying to dance with that person. And the thing about it is, if you dance with that guy, he in his mind, some crazy like in some of these guys' minds, she's up for it. That's what they think. Oh, she's up for it. Blah blah blah. And then her boyfriend comes, and then you've got an awkward situation where your boyfriend might have to get into a scrap.
Yeah.
So that's.
I don't. I don't entertain stuff when I'm out. If I'm with some of them, I don't cheat.
Fair enough.
I'm too good. I'm too well behaved.
You're a good girl, are you?
Wow.
That's not what I've heard. That's not what I've heard. I've heard some bits and bobs from you, Kendra. About you, Kendra.
Not meant to give it away.
Oh, well, apparently it's you the one that's giving it away. Oh brother. Okay, so all right, guys, that was our late night show. Actually, let me tell you this funny story actually quickly about my night out. So as I told you, I had a late night. I had a night out the other night, and I went into security mode, and I noticed there was this big black guy in front of me, and big black guy, very masculine, very muscular, and he had this ponytail. He had this plaits. He had his hair in plaits. He had this ponytail thing in his hair, and it fell. So I tapped him on the arm and I said, "You dropped your thing." So then he turned around, he whispered something at me. He's like, I didn't hear, it was so loud, it was by the speakers. And then he said to me, "Do you want a drink?" And I was like, "No, no, I'm good, thank you." And sort of sputtered him and said, "Yeah, cool." And then he started dancing in front of me like this, like what the? He started dancing in front of me. And then like my friend said to me, "That guy keeps staring at you." And in my mind, I'm in security mode. I'm just thinking to myself, "Oh, this might kick off in a minute." And then he said to me, then my friend came to me and said, "No, no, no, that girl he's with, that's like his best friend or something because he keeps staring at you." I was like, "Oh my god, okay." So yes,
So you
yes, yes. So, I don't know. I've got some. I don't know. I don't know what made him think that, But yeah, I think maybe whatever he said to me, I must have missed completely. But I didn't even think it was. I thought he was offering me a drink because I told him about his band or something. It looked like it was like a Gucci band, so I thought he was offering me a drink of that. I was just naive to it, but
wow.
Yes.
Going on. And
Yes, indeed. Yes. Yes, indeed. So have you got any stories about women coming on to you before?
Do you know what? That's all I get.
Really?
Yeah. So I was going out with when I was with my ex, and we were going out, and he was like, "Oh, I bet all the guys be looking at you tonight." And I said, "No, every time I go out, it's always women." And we sat down 5 minutes ago, literally come over and sat with me, and then was like, "Your girlfriend's really hot. Can I take her home?"
I
It
would have,
happens all
I would have said, "Yeah, you can take her home," and I would have encouraged her. I would have said, "I'm going to come and just cheer you lot on. I'm going to come and cheer you lot on." And this is what I have to tell you this. I have to say this because I missed out on a very good set. I missed out on exactly that because I think I was going out with a girl at the time, and her friend was swinging both ways. And her friend had mentioned to her that she wanted to come home with us that night, sort of thing. And I was like, "Ooh," well, I was a bit too excited. So basically, all night I was like, "Yeah, come on, let's get her to go home." And then what ended up happening was my girlfriend at the time was like, "Wait a minute, you just want to bloody get on with her." So basically, rather than playing it cool and just saying, "Yeah, you lot get on," and then me being there and then, ultimately just
Yeah.
jumping on both of them.
Yeah.
I sort of gave my girlfriend the sort of jealousy vibes. My girlfriend was getting jealousy vibes, and then that sort of messed it all up for me. So, guys, if your girlfriend is, this is a word of advice, if your girlfriend is interested in doing something with another girl, do not look too happy about it. Just be like, "Go on then, you lot do whatever you want. I'll just sit there." And it's the moment it kicks off, the moment it kicks off, guys, the moment clothes start coming off, them kisses start going in. You just sneak in slowly,
Get it on. Yeah.
Sneak in slowly and get it on. This is the late night show, guys, where we talk about stuff like this. Kendra, give me an embarrassing time, an embarrassing sexual experience.
I don't think I've had.
Everyone's had one. Come on.
No, I seriously don't think I've had any.
You've- you-
I've got an embarrassing experience that happened to somebody else. I don't know.
Oh, did you tell me a story? I think you told. Did you tell me a story about the? Was it you that told me the story about that? Okay,
Yeah.
go on. Tell me your story. Go. Let's end it with a funny story.
So I don't even know if I should share this.
I think you shared it already. Don't use names and you'll be fine.
No, wow, I don't like them. Yeah.
Okay.
So this is so bad. I was with this guy, and we had just like finished.
Mm-hmm.
Had the condom, and he was like, I don't even know what he was doing, like talking to me, swinging it or something, and had it, put it in his mouth, pulled it, and the whole thing popped. And when
Yikes! Yikes!
and he was so embarrassed, and I was just like, "Yeah, that's my it. I'm out."
What was he actually thinking?
I
What was
don't
he?
know.
He's swinging the thing around and puts it in his mouth.
We had been out, and that is what he decided to do, and I was like, "No, that's it. I'm done."
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Wow. Thanks for that.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Not
So you've not let go any farts or anything like that, Kendra?
no. I've
No.
never had anything
Well,
embarrassing.
have you? How long does it take for you to start farting in front of your a man?
Never. I never ever do it ever.
Really? So you're just holding them in, like
Yeah. Does
you're not you're not holding one in now, are you? I can see you sort of. Don't do it! Don't do it!
no, never do it. I don't get like I've got friends that are just like, oh, you need to just like no, why would you want to?
So when girls are together on a night out, are you lot like, are you like just letting them go? Are you open with each other, or is it like no?
There is another TikToker that's been recently talking about this where she's like she gets like she can't do it or go to or anything when she's with a guy. And loads of women were commenting saying that they were the same. But her video was quite funny. But yeah, I'm exactly the same. I just can't. Don't do that kind of advice.
What about taking a dump? How long before you take a dump to feel comfortable?
Oh my god. No. No.
So what would you do then? That's something you can't like. If you need to, like, would you say you stay down?
Girls have like their funny ways. So they'll like wait until they go out or something. Or
I've seen one of those memes actually on TikTok when the guy leaves. The guy leaves and it's literally as soon as the door shuts, it's like she's just like darts off to the toilet.
I've got friends that just don't care, and I'm just like, I don't know how you can do it. Like as well, I just can't.
Yeah, I think even for guys though, it does take when you're younger. It takes a little. It does feel a bit weird, especially with guys, because we're pushers, So when we're on the toilet, if it's the gas can come, just especially if you're really gassy.
No, it just can't. I can't go there. Just no. Stop.
Come on, Kendra, let some gas go. That's the problem. I think this is the answer to your problems. You're too uptight. You're clutching your cheeks too much, and you're clutching your cheeks too much.
My dating life problem.
Release the fart. That's what you need to do. Release the fart.
So on a date, I'll be like, good advice.
Yeah,
So,
I think Kendra, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a video where we're gonna arrange a date, and you have to literally be toxic the whole way through, basically. And we're gonna record it. That'll be a funny video as well.
toxic. Okay.
Not so much toxic in terms of that, but
telling me what to do.
Yeah. We can do that. Actually, that'll be hilarious. We'll set that up. We'll set that up. Actually.
No, that's so sad. I'd have to like pay for the meal or something after, like.
No, like it'll all be funded by the Bruddc Entertainment Enterprise. So literally, you just have to sit there and just do everything I say, basically.
Okay.
Stand up, first one, stand up and shout something. You have to be crazy.
Can you imagine?
No, literally.
All
You'd
sorts
have.
of crazy stuff. I'd be like,
I would. No. You can't say no. You have to literally do everything. You have to be game. We got you for an hour, so you've got to be game.
I've got to be game. Okay.
Indeed. All right, guys. Myself and Kendra were very, very tired today, so yeah. Apologies if there was. I tried to build my energy up as well, guys. But yeah. Kendra's been trying to distract me with her big friends over there, but
trying to get each other going for it.
Kendra was trying to get me going for about half an hour. I had to take a pill in the end.
You're not meant to start it.
That's one thing I've never done. I've never taken Viagra.
No.
Have you experienced anyone taking Viagra in your time?
No, I know quite a lot of stupid mates that have taken stuff for like fun and told me about it, but never anybody that's done it.
Apparently it's really good for women. Apparently it sends your thing crazy, like sends it crazy. So apparently all the blood rushes to the little friend at the end, and becomes hypersensitive for a very long time. So your little friend, yeah.
I don't think that I need it, to be honest.
You can't end. We can't end like this, Kendra. Explain. Come on, explain. Tell us about this.
Well, I just don't need it. My main are you still.
What you saying? You're super. What you saying?
Hi,
You're super.
I, I
You have a high sex. You say you've got a high sex drive. Or is that?
very
I love
high.
I love it when women say that, because when you get in a relationship with them, it's like I'm tired, I'm
No,
tired.
seriously. No, seriously. I've had guys like say that to me, like role reversal moment.
Hmm. So how, like, in your when you're in a relationship, what sort of percentage wise, like, would you say you have sex a day, sort of, like 5 days a week?
Wow, most days if I could.
Really?
Yeah.
Where is it you live again, Kendra? All right, guys, we're gonna leave it there, guys. Everyone, the late night show of Bruddc and Kendra. Kendra, how was the show for you?
Fun as always.
Kendra has too much fun, apparently, guys. Anyway, guys, make sure you join us again for the Bruddc Kendra late night show. Peace, everybody.